Plastic model builders, welcome back. I am your host Ari, and this is the F-4C Phantom by Revell part 3. If you didn't see the last video, of course, you got to watch it. That way you can catch up. We built the fuselage and the wings. Continuing on with that, as you can see, we're filling in the seam right here where the fuselage meets up with the wing halves, wing portions, bottom wing, whatever you want to call that. There was a little bit of a gap there. Want to take care of that. This is how I did it. Now we got to do some pre-painting for this model. You see a brown color there by tamiya, whatever you want to call it. It's supposed to be a tan. It looked pretty accurate to what I've seen in pictures, so we're using that. You spray those air intakes, the foils, I can't remember what they're called, even though you just saw the name of it. And you got to do a little bit around all these right here, that way, because when you stick those things on, you can't get back in there once it's already on there. So you just kind of, one of the joys of this model, fun to paint. You have to kind of clean your airbrush, get different colors in there, paint all along the insides of these. Those are the air intakes, or at least part of them, the covers. Here's the other one. You see that's going to go a dark green and also a medium green. And just use this, I'm just protecting some of that stuff there. Here's the dark green that you see going right under there. Actually, that might be the medium green. Not sure. Whatever the plans call for. I did the version that is be on the top of the instructions. There's one that's on the bottom. Yeah, that's clearly the medium dark green right there. So the medium green went on first. So here you go. Filling in more dark green right here, as you can see. Make it look pretty. This is true model making madness at its finest. I like these colors that I used. They turned out really good. Some of them were Tamiya, some of them were Testors Model Master acrylics. Just do what you got to do to make it look pretty, just like your model how you want it. So peel off this masking right here. You see how good all this stuff looks. Yeah, I got a little overspray. It happens. Not a big deal. It's inside of an intake, so you're not really going to see too much of it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just if you want to take care of it, do that. So once we get our tape off of this, we are going to start gluing some parts. Part of the fun stuff, isn't it? So we got to glue these on right here. There's a little groove that you will see right there, fits on there, and you get that groove at the bottom there where that brush is, as you see I'm doing right here. That fits nicely onto that little slot right there. Here we go. We put that on, press it firm, make sure it stays. Yeah, I tore some of the paint off. Not a big deal. It happens. Do the same for the other side. As you see, just press it firm right like that. Fits wonderfully. Alright, so now glue on the other intake. Same exact process right here. This is going to go on the same way we are going to do the other side as well. So just pay attention. Kind of have to press this on there and get it to stay on that little lip where it meets with the wing edge. And of course there is a seam there you're going to have to take care of later, however you choose to do that. I'm horrible at seams. I'm horrible at everything else model wise, as some people would say. But that's okay. I thank you for watching my videos because I know you like it. So now we have those on. So here comes the fun part. You can fast forward through this or not, just watch. This is basically all the parts that are involved with cutting and putting on the front and rear landing gear. And of course the missile. So we've got all these landing gear parts. We're going to cut all these out. And for the missiles themselves, because we want to prepare some of that while paint dries and things like that. I just got all the cutting out of the way. This, of course, is the rear landing gear. See, just a bunch of different things. Got some axles, or sorry, not axles, hydraulics. We got to take care of those. Some actuators that you will see. Two of these, of course. Get those out of the way. Actuators, be careful. You don't want to clip off too much of that because part of that actually goes into the plane. It is a pin that fits into a little circular box. So here we go. We got those off, both of these. Just be careful. It's a fragile part. Make sure you don't clip away any of that round part. This is the front landing gear. Careful, trim away any excess that's on there. These are the cooling covers, intakes, whatever you want to call those. They go on the front of the plane. We'll also install those first. We got this is a door. That's for the front landing gear. We got wheels. Just cutting those out. We're not going to do anything with those today. This is an antenna. Goes on the front of the airplane, right there on the front landing gear. These are also some more wheels. Got to show all this good stuff, but good news is you won't see me cutting out much more parts than these. Here are some things for some missiles and some, other good stuff, armament. we have some landing doors. These are the rear landing doors, one of 3. So cut those off. These are the small ones. You got 2 bigger sets. And then those right there that you see, those will also go onto the plane. These right here is what I was talking about 5 seconds ago. So clip these out. 2 of these, of course. Then we've also got some big ones. Here they are. 2 of these. Notice they're oddly shaped. Just like the plane. A bunch of odd looking little pieces, and trying to figure out where they go sometimes can be quite tedious. Here are the sidewinders. Since I'm doing the Vietnam era plane, we're going to go with the Vietnam era type of missile. So you can put on more modern ones if you want. That's your choice. These are the ones I used. We got the flaps right here, just cutting those out just to get ahead of the game. 2 of those, of course. You know, there's 2 of everything. That's just how it goes. Got some, not sidewinders, but Sparrow missiles. Got 2 of those. Will go on the front of the plane. Notice there's no actual fin on the bottom. That's because in the plane they fit inside of the plane and they just kind of drop out. Alright, so got some more of these right here. More flaps on the underside. Oh joy. And of course, we have these, which are the engine nozzles, stabilizers for the front and the rear. I'm sorry, just the rear, no front. And this right here, front landing gear, one of the doors. Cut that out. There we go. And then we have this little piece right here. It's a sensor, goes right up front of the plane. Don't ask me what that little thing is, but it had to get cut off. And of course, now we got some pylons, a bunch of those for all the missiles and fuel tanks. Quite the model, lots of armament. And of course these little guys, can't remember what they are, but they're going to go on the plane later. Here's some more rails. Like I said, there's a lot of them, because this plane, fully loaded, looks really nice. It is a classic. I love it. I've done it 3 times already, as I've told you before. So here we go. Attach the sensor fairing. A little crooked, straighten it out. Boom. Looks good. I like it. Alright, after that we're going to put on the cooling scoops. See, now I can remember their names because I see them on the screen as I'm telling you how to do this. It's great. Anyway, besides the point. So put those on. Those look good. Do one on the other side. Just show you how it looks from that side. As you see, it is rounded. They don't fit exactly perfect, so you might want to redo those a little bit. So we have to install this front little gear hinge here. Before you put it in, I made the mistake of not test fitting it first. It happens. See how it's raised up a little bit? You really got to press that down in there so it sits level with the inner well. So pay attention to that. So we got the little hinges here. I'm going to put some glue on that hinge. Hold it in place for a little bit. That way everything lines up and it dries. So you see, here's that angle. And there it goes. It probably could go down a little bit lower, but it didn't for me. So it is what it is at this point. So next up, we're going to put on our door. First, we put on the little antenna thingy. At least I think it's an antenna. Pay attention to the orientation. Make sure you have it on the correct way. Now we are going to put some glue in there. A little bit of glue on this tab and on the sides of the front landing gear piece. Notice I put the glue on both of these all at once. So you stick that in. And then you have this front landing gear door. We're going to put that on. So there we go. That's in there. Looks nice and pretty. I like it. This is an actuator, of course. Pay attention to its orientation. This was a bit of a bugger to get in there. It's got to fit all the way on the end like that, and then a little notch on the side where that fits into. See? Looks pretty. I like it. Now you can see that for orientation. If you ever have any questions of how it looks, there it is. Now we've got the rear landing gear and the doors. So we're going to start by putting on this door here. Goes on the side. Put a little bit of glue on there because of course it also has an actuator, hinge, hydraulic, whatever you want to call it. Put that in. Be careful not to get it too close to the missile rail, as you see there. You want to back it off a little bit. There's a hole there that gets filled with glue, and then put this on the tip. We're also going to show you that from the other side so you can see that hole. So once that's on there, just let it dry. Other side, there's the hole. You'll put that door there. And one more time, there's that hinge. So that's what it looks like. Two different angles for you. Here's the big one. So I chose to install the gear on there first. Just doing something a little bit different. Make sure everything is even, like you see there. Put a little bit of glue right here. While that dries, we are going to put the door down. This door fit a little bit differently than the door on the other side of the aircraft. I don't know why, that's just the way it is. Put this in. You see it presses down a little bit, but it all works out in the end. So anyway, this is the other one, so you can see how it goes, a lot more room there. Now we've got to put in another actuator, which goes right here. And we also do the other side. I will show you a different view on that. But this is basically the end of it. So we have some more fun stuff coming up for you. We thank you for watching, so don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Coming up, here it is, that door handle, that's where it goes, actuator. Anyway, we'll paint the model. You see that color there, wonderful. Do the bottom, start our camouflage, model making magnets. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see ya.